I'll probably give you a couple of minutes to just go through that because I've got Mayuresh Joshi joining in on the joining in as well. Mayuresh, if you look at the way the numbers have been panning out in terms of rupee terms, what we're picking up here is that you've got the net profit coming in at 786 crores, which seems to have got boosted by the other income component. And on the dollar revenue front, it's at 1,011 is what we're seeing, which is up almost 0.2% or so, which is pretty much in line with what we're tracking here as far as the expectation is concerned. Mayuresh, your first cut when we talk about Tech Mahindra.
Afternoon, Priyank. So numbers more or less in line with what we had estimated. We were estimating a 1.5% quarter-on-quarter dollar revenue growth to $1,004 million. So it's a little bit above the figure that we were envisaging. And clearly, even on the EBIT front, we were expecting somewhere around 13.1, 13.2%. That has been a beat as far as the EBIT margin is concerned. But the profitability that we were estimating is close to 725 odd crores. Yes, I think the other income component has boosted the bottom line by a substantial manner. But if you leave aside the other income component as a one-off, you're probably seeing the numbers are more or less in line with what we had estimated.
Mayuresh, what are you watching out for from the management then, if everything seems to have pretty much come in? But in terms of outlook, because from the tech pack, we've really been needing to hear, something positive from these companies. What are you hoping to hear from the management?
So clearly, I think the telecom segment, specifically the organic communication segment, was always expected to be weak in terms of the profit warning guidance that the management had given. So I think what the management guides specifically on the mobility segment as well as the telecom segment generally is a key factor to watch out for. Again, I think the kind of consolidated revenues with LCC's contribution would be one of the factors to be looked at. And again, I think the enterprise segment deal with. So I think how the enterprise segment has probably performed is going to be key in terms of how the stock will perform for the latter half of this year and the first half of FY17 as well.
Okay, so looking at the way the numbers have played out, and as we just await the media briefing as well, what would you say? Buy at these levels?
So we have an accumulated rating on the stock, Priyank, more to do with the expectations that FY17 would be better in terms of both improvement in the mobility business, the telecom vertical, as well as the enterprise business. The TCV should pick up post Q3, Q4, because that is traditionally weak quarters generally for the IT sector. So yes, I think we have an accumulative rating onto the stock. And again, valuations are not too demanding at this point of time. So I think one really excludes the one-offs and the management hit that they're talking about in terms of profit warnings. I think FY17 should be a better year for Tech Mahindra. So yes, an accumulated rating still persists on the stock, but I think we might revise the numbers post management interaction.
All right, Mayuresh, stay with us. Another number coming in, and I'm going to give you some time before I come to you on this. But GAIL clearly is the other report, is the other number that we're just focusing on right now. Mayuresh, I'm going to get your first cut on GAIL as well. Just first, let me just quickly tell you what the numbers are and how that's really played out. You got net profit coming in at 441 crores. This is quite lower than what the street was working with. You had an estimate of somewhere around 520 as far as GAIL is concerned. Net sales have been tad above what the street was expecting at somewhere around 14,090 is what we're seeing as far as the top line is concerned. In regard to how GAIL's reported this time around, you had an estimate of 12,340 as far as that is concerned. Expensive also just gone up a little bit in regard to what GAIL has reported this quarter. Try and get you some more details. But Mayuresh, as far as GAIL is concerned, what do you make of it?
So clearly, I think the top line, again, a little bit better than what probably we were estimating. And again, I think the profitability in terms of bottom line, absolute figures, a tad bit lower. So again, I think the end product prices, specifically on the petchem side, were lower, which were expected to result in lower realizations and thus translating into softer bottom line growth. But clearly, I think for GAIL, structurally, I think the gross block addition and the profitability that is probably coming through, there is a huge amount of disparity because of the underutilization of the pipelines that GAIL operates out of. So clearly, I think what happens with the pipeline network in terms of utilization going forward, and again, expectations of lower end product prices in LPG and the petchem segment might keep the stock subdued over the next couple of quarters, to say the least.
Okay. But the deferred tax component for GAIL this time is a little bit higher at around 239 crores is what we're seeing as far as that amount is concerned, is what we're seeing in regard to, but the current year net of MAT credit entitlement is at around 19.63 crore is what we're seeing this time. So 440 odd crores is what we're seeing as far as the bottom line is concerned this time around. Finance costs are a little bit higher at 163 crores versus 91.6 on a YOY basis, but on sequential basis they're more or less in line is what we're seeing as far as GAIL is concerned this time around. Pranay has been looking at those in detail as well. I'll just try and go across to him as well to get a quick update on that. Pranay, what's the first cut looking like when we talk about GAIL? What are you spotting?
Well, Priyank, it seems to be beneath estimates as far as the headline numbers at least are concerned. Profit number 441 crores, estimate of 483 crores. Even sequentially, this is absolutely flattish. The total income has come in at 14,165, estimate of 13,570. So there's some bit of uptick on that. But in any case, we're expecting some bit of volume growth across segments of gas trading, transmission, as well as petchem. So the volume bump up might be compensating, but the pricing environment for LPG as well as petchem has been extremely weak. That has what has played out in terms of your profitability. Because if you take a look at the EBITDA, it's come in at 845 crores. Estimate was 1,042 crores. At 1,042, in any case, it would have been a halving compared to the year ago period. It's come in at even lower than that, 845. Consequent to that, the margin is coming at 5.9%, estimate of 7.7%. So operationally extremely weak. There are no exceptional items, major ones as well, because of which the profit line is dented, and the operational weakness tells you the story of that. If you talk about the profitability segment-wise, you've got natural gas, which has shown an improvement. Natural gas transmission, that has shown an improvement. Obviously, volumes from there are higher. Fertilizer companies offtake started, so there has been volume support there. LPG has shown weakness on a sequential basis. 58 crores is the profit versus 82 crores for the previous quarter. Natural gas marketing, that has come in at 192 crores. This has been one of the major burdens here. Natural gas marketing, 192 crore profit versus a 451 crore profit for the year ago period and a 342 crore profit. So the profit almost halving even on a sequential basis. If you talk about petrochemicals, the loss has reduced a little. So there's some bit of benefit coming in there, but nevertheless, it remains a weak number, a loss-making number. LPG and liquid hydrocarbons, again, that has shown a miserable contraction on the profitability front, 72 crores versus 276 crore for the year ago period. I understand we have Mayuresh Joshi from Angel Broking. Mayuresh, the operational performance seems to be extremely weak. We're expecting some bit of volume uptick as far as transmission and trading is concerned. What is your first cut as far as these numbers go?
So again, I think basically looking at the figures, yes, I think transmission was expected to have a greater offtake, but again, I think the gas trading has been extremely volatile. So one really needs to understand how those numbers have panned out. Again, I think the end product pricing both for the petchem as well as the LPG and the liquid hydrocarbon segment was expected to be, because the end product prices are weak. So I think there is also there might be some amount of EBIT compression happening on that front. But clearly, I think even on the EBITDA front, I think way below what we were trying to estimate. So clearly, operationally, it has been a miss. And again, I think as I was saying, I think what happens with the pipeline utilization is going to be key for GAIL, along with improvement in pricing, specifically for the end products related to petchem and LPG.
Mayuresh, another question about offtake. As far as their internal consumption is concerned, there was some bit of benefit in terms of cost that was likely to accrue to them because of lesser usage of costlier long-term LNG. Do you think that might have helped a bit in terms of their costing in this quarter?
Probably, because if you look at the spot LNG prices, I think they are much lower than what the long-term fixed contracts probably are. And again, I think the RasGas contract, which GAIL is probably adhered to, is having a higher LNG cost. So yes, I think even that will have some amount of impact. So clearly, I think you're probably trying to also assume that a lot of managements are trying to shift towards low-priced LNG. But again, I think the contours for the same should be looked at in greater detail.
All right, Mayuresh, fair enough. Thanks for that quick take as far as GAIL is concerned, and also thanks for your perspective on Tech Mahindra. Watch out for both these majors tomorrow. They'll be in focus on the back of the way the numbers have played out. Pranay, thanks for getting us a quick take in regard to GAIL as well and how the print is panning out. Margin at 5.9 versus 14.3.